Hello and welcome to my next episode of my semi-extreme chunk series. First off, I would like to start with a recap of what I did last episode. In RuneScape 3, I got 30 smithing to make a mithril hatchet by catching 8600 spirit implings for low level bars. That meant I could actually start on my chunk tasks. In old school RuneScape, I completed the forestry collection log and added some new chunk tasks, 55 magic and 30 smithing. Now let's see what I get up to this episode. In old school RuneScape, I have started training ranged. I got a knife and some bowstrings from Implings and decided to make a few upgrades. I am using a willow shortbow here. The main reason I decided to train ranged is because I have a long way to go before I finish my chunk goals on RuneScape 3. The RS3 Chunk tasks are not even all of my chunk tasks on RuneScape 3 at the moment. On RuneScape 3, I have been cutting a lot of oaks. My plan is getting enough logs for 90 fire making, then going back to wood cutting to get all the logs required for fletching. This is the first book of knowledge on this episode, and that also gets me 13 smithing. I hope I get lucky on random events because this is the best way for me to train smithing. Also a heads up for anyone stuck down in the Draynor sewers like I am. The level 25 armed skeletons do have a bronze bar on their drop table, but this one here drops nothing but bones. I sadly did not realize this for a very long time. All the signs were there, but I guess I was just AFKing too hard to notice. Thanks to the person in the One Chunk clan who mentioned it, or I would still be killing them now, I imagine. That did explain why my drop calculators were off. I have also been trying to scrape together as much magic experience as I can. I even enchanted a bunch of rings I collected from birds' nests. That is also 55 HP. And about 20 minutes later, that is 55 strength. This is also 43 prayer. I now have protect from melee unlocked. Back to RuneScape 3, I get a pretty big milestone here. That is 75 woodcutting. Still a long way to go, but I will get there eventually. This is me doing a Quizmaster random event. Let's hope I get something good from the mystery box. And that is the Mithril Scimitar. This is my new best in slot melee weapon, and it will be for a long time, I imagine. With these 2 bronze bars, I will get myself a smithing level. That is 15 smithing, and I can now make iron equipment. I have now collected 63,000 oak logs. That should be enough logs to get me to my 90 fire making goal. Time to see if my calculations are correct. So it turns out my calculations were in fact wrong, but it was not my fault. This is a test I did on my main to see why my experience rates were not correct. As you can see, normal logs take 11 game ticks or 6.6 seconds to burn. Oak logs take 4.2 seconds, so 7 game ticks to burn. Willows also take 4.2 seconds to burn, and everything past maple burns at 3.6 seconds, which is 6 game ticks. When I first did my calculations, I went off the RuneScape 3 wiki. See, it says it takes 3.6 seconds to put a log on the bonfire. It does not mention anything about lower tier logs requiring more time. 1 tick slower per log doesn't sound like much, but over 63k logs, that is over 10 hours of extra time. Now with the segment about me blaming someone else for my problems out of the way, here is 60 fire making. This is now 55 magic on old school RuneScape. That means I can start killing skeletons full time for bronze bars. I also do a quick high alchemy here. I have no clue why I alked my spade. And with that oak log on the bonfire, that is 70 fire making on RuneScape 3. And with this skeleton, that is 56 strength and a 700 total level. Also take notice of the drops from this skeleton. Only bones. And that is 75 fire making on RuneScape 3, so only 15 levels to go. I didn't expect to add anything like this to my video, but I actually got the fire making pet. It did take a bit of time for me to realize I got it, and it also took a few extra minutes for me to actually find it and summon it. For some reason in RuneScape 3 they just send them to your bank, so you never actually know you get it unless you see the message. He does give some words of wisdom, and I think most chunkers can relate it to what he says, especially the bit about being in constant agony. Also, here are some very bad recordings of doing some gnome ball with another chunker, Captain Smash. He is also doing a RuneScape 3 chunk series, and his last chunk he unlocked at the time of recording was the Draynor bank chunk as well. It was good seeing another chunker out in the wild like this, and everyone should go check out his channel if they haven't already. He is an exceptionally good editor and a RuneScape player. That is 89 fire making. Only one more level to go and then I can tick off a chunk task. Also, here are some of the calculators I've made so far. The first one is a skeleton drop rate calculator to see your drop rates of each item. For this example, this is the one that I designed to work with the loot logger plugin. You just select the file and it does the rest. I also pulled up the calculator just to show the maths. As you can see, the drop rates on this are not great. That is because of the second to level 25 skeleton that drops only bones. This is what it should look like if you don't kill the skeleton that drops only bones. This next one's a very simple calculator for RuneScape 3 bonfires. Just add in how many logs you have of each and how many hours you plan to burn a day. After that, it'll tell you how many hours or days it will take to burn all those logs. This calculator here is for old school RuneScape. This one does everything for your woodcutting, fire making and fletching. All you need to do is add your current experience for each skill and your required level. So you put in your fire making goal, your fletching goal. You don't need to worry about the woodcutting goal because it will work out your level at the end. After that, choose what logs you want to cut, and then you choose what your fire making method would be. So if you want to do the lines or do bonfires. After that, choose if you want to do long bows or short bows. I don't know why anyone would choose short bows, but you know, whatever. Finally, choose the best axe you have. As you can see, it tells you the experience per hour, the amount of logs you will need, and how many days it will take for each of the skills. From here, you can also choose if you want to do different types of logs. If the wood cutting's taking too long, you can choose what axe you have. So if you want to test if it's worth getting a better axe, go for it. Feel free to use them whenever you want. I will be adding a link to my GitHub in the comments. There is also a link to my Discord channel. So if you find any issues or have any suggestions, please let me know. With all that said, I am going to finish off the video here. I am almost 90 fire making, but I'm just going to leave that until I can actually cut down the elder tree. Thanks for watching and have a good one.